Today we have the EVR Winter Series racing on the Coast Crusher track. As I was in a really bad shape the last weeks, I challenged myself to hold on to the A group as long as possible, and that as an average B rider. In the beginning of this track we had a little bump, so I tried to start in front so I could hold on to the group from the beginning, and I knew in the descent I could use my weight in my advantage, as I'm of course a heavier rider. And I was hoping for an easy descent, but this Dominic guy decided otherwise. This A rider here, you see attacking, launching an attack. So everybody immediately on big alert, and that was not what I expected or I was hoping for. And this little bridge here is also a dangerous section, but I pushed around 600 watts and I could stay easily with the group, so this obstruction was avoided. And as we descended further into the jungle, we were able to catch this Dominic guy again. I was able to stay in front of the group, but it was already going quite hard, so I was already thinking, will I be able to stay with the A riders? Let's see and find out. And as we left the jungle, those A riders really started pushing those watts, as I expected. Just before the Stoneway sprint they were really hitting it, and I was in trouble. As you can see, we were constantly hitting 300, 400 watts just before the Stoneway sprint. Those E-riders really pushing it. And as you can see, I'm losing a little bit the lead. Let's see what happens and if I can stay with those E-riders. I'm hitting my almost my maximum heart rate here. Almost losing touch with the group, but pushing those watts to keep up with the group, and I'm able to come back. But then just before this Acropolis sprint there is another big push again. I'm suffering like hell. I don't know if I can keep it longer than this. Let's see what happens. I'm really pushing here, really pushing. There are some gaps, but I'm still able to close them at this moment. And again, I'm able to come back to the front of the group. And then here it's settling down a little bit, and I'm thinking by myself, yes, I made it. I will be able to keep up with these A riders. I will finish the ride with them because now the biggest bumps are over. So yeah, I'm quite happy at this moment and still feeling quite well. But just when you think, when you're settling in and when it's calming down, there is another big attack by an A rider, and the group is really exploding. My lungs are exploding too, my legs are exploding, and I'm no longer able to follow the big lead group. But luckily for me, some riders are also dropped, like Mr. Clark here and the Shaman. And I'm able to catch them back, so we can form a group of 3 riders, and that's interesting because now we're chasing the lead group, and I'm sure that those B riders still following those A riders in the lead group are suffering like crazy. So I'm really sure that we will still catch some other riders further up the road. So the big question, how long can a regular B rider actually survive in a group of A riders? The answer, 18 kilometers, about 24 minutes. My mother would be very proud. And as you can see, this Shaman guy is riding a TT bike. That means he has no draft. So he must be a really strong rider. At this moment he's keeping the 3rd position in the group. So I hope at the end he will have some power left to catch some other riders. As you can see, it's mainly Mr. Clark who is doing a lot of work in this little collaboration between those 3 riders. I decided to save some energy, but on the bumps I tried to push as hard as I could, so we were able to keep the gap on the group behind us. And as you can see, we're also closing in on some riders in front of us. "10 seconds on the riders in front of us, so that will be no problem to catch them. And then around 45-50 seconds on the group behind us. It's really looking well, and I think we will be able to gain some places in this race. And as we catch those 2 riders, you will immediately see that they are tired, because they're not really willing to work together with the 3 of us. So the work is still on the shoulders of Mr. Clark, myself and the Shaman. Again, we're able to catch another rider, but we drop him immediately, so no further help for the 5 of us. And as we hit the 14-kilometer mark, I can see in the corner of my right eye that the group behind us is closing in, and that's really starting to worry me. So I decide to give it all on the bumps, pushing around 4 watts per kilo or even more to keep the gap between those guys behind us. With 12k to go, we see that the riders in front of us are gone. I think the gap is more than 1 minute, and that's too much to catch them again. So we really have to concentrate on the guys behind us. And those guys are really pushing it, because at the turning point we had a gap of around 45-50 seconds, but now the gap is coming back to 20 seconds and even less. So we have to keep pushing it, and hopefully we will be able to stay in front of them. Yeah, they're closing in, so I decide to give it a big push on this little bump. And towards the end, Mr. Shaman finds his last little bit of energy to push those watts on the TT bike. This is really helping us to keep the gap on the riders behind us. And in the village I decide to give it the last little big push on this ramp. But 14 seconds on the riders behind us with 6k to go. Will it be enough? We really have to keep pushing till the end. And with 4k to go, we're able to keep them at 15 seconds. I start believing that we will make it and that we will keep them at this distance. And then we have this attack of the shaman. He's pushing more than 6 watts per kilo. And here I'm really struggling to come back. This has really hit me. And another attack from the shaman. Mr. Clark doing everything to catch him. I'm trying to keep up with Mr. Clark. So we are ready for the sprint. But I already feel that my legs are completely empty. I have no big hopes for the sprint, but I will give it my best. As you can see, everybody's passing me by, a desperate feeling sprint finish. But after all, not too bad. 18th out of 107 riders and 6th out of 20 B riders. So I can be quite happy with this result. Still a lot of training to do if we want to beat those A riders one day. But we will keep up the good work, and if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Thanks for watching.